coaster fans, and thanks for tuning into another park review edition brought to you by Big Guy Rides. The next park that we went to go see was Six Flags America, located in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. And this is a very unique park because it is actually set to close at the end of this year. November 2025 will be its ending month, as Six Flags Entertainment Corporation has decided to sell off the land for this park. What that means for us coaster fans is that some of the rides will be relocated, but we will lose another park location, and some of the rides will end up inevitably being scrapped. I hate that this is happening, as to me, as many park locations that we can have available is a good thing. But I do understand from a business perspective some of the changes that are going on with the newly formed Six Flags Entertainment Company since the merger of the legacy Six Flags and Cedar Fair. My hope is that this will provide some new rides for some of the other parks and ultimately be a good thing in the long run. The first ride that we went to go get on at Six Flags America was Joker's Jinx. This is a premier spaghetti bowl coaster and features a launch out of the station. I've ridden a clone to this over at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. I give it a ride rating 8 out of 10 and a size rating of a large. That was a great ride. Unfortunately, I don't think that one will be relocated, but the trains may be sent to some of the other parks to have extra parts. And after that, we went over to Harley Quinn Spinsanity. This is a fairly new ride at the park. I definitely think this will get relocated. I give it a ride rating 7 out of 10 and a size rating XL. This has automatic over-the-shoulder restraints, so larger riders, just beware of that. I could definitely see a park, someone like Worlds of Fun, getting this flat ride, as it would be a great addition to one of the smaller Cedar Fair parks. That was a fun ride with Harley Quinn. Up next, we went over to one of their signature attractions, Superman Ride of Steel. This is an Minutemen coaster, and it actually features brand new trains for the 2025 season. This is one of the reasons why I don't think Six Flags America knew that they were on the chopping block. We gave this ride a rating 9 out of 10 and a size rating of a large. The new train has very tight lap bars, and I did have to have the ride operator push me in a little bit. I do not think this ride will get saved from the park and is more than likely to get scrapped. However, these brand new trains will certainly be sent over to Darien Lake, who features its sister coaster, the clone of Superman Ride of Steel. That was a great ride full of a lot of speed on Superman. And after that, we headed over towards the Mardi Gras section of the park as we exited out of Gotham City. First up in this section of the park was the Wild One. This is a PTC coaster that was originally built in 1917 and actually did a rebuild and retrack in 1986, giving you the ride that we have today. This is a really fun wooden coaster, but I will caution you, it is extremely bumpy. I give it a ride rating 7 of 10 and a size rating of a large. The seats are a little bit tight side to side to get down into, but it does feature plenty of room front to back for taller riders or those with larger bellies. Let's hit the track with the Wild One. What an intense ride with the Wild One. And located next door is the Voodoo Drop Tower. This is an Minutemen drop tower, which is notorious for having some of the tightest restraints on drop towers, usually much smaller than the S&S versions. I gave this one a ride rating 6 out of 10 and a size rating of a large. As you can see, this one actually has a little bit of a longer seatbelt than some of the other Intamin drops I've been on. The ride operator had to help me a little bit, but I was able to get strapped in, so let's take the fall. As unfortunate as it is, the last two rides that we saw, the Wild One and Voodoo Drop Tower, I don't believe will be relocated. That's just my opinion. Voodoo Drop Tower has a higher percentage chance of moving to a different park, but the Wild One will certainly be torn down. Up next, we went over to the original B&M, Firebird. This coaster is notoriously hated by many enthusiasts, but I actually found it to be a pretty good ride. The fire shot at the end was working, which helped add to the ride experience. I give it a ride rating 7 out of 10 and a size rating XL. As you can see on my POV here, there is one seat per row that has larger seat belts available. That was a fun ride. And as for Firebird, I think it's got about a 50-50 shot for relocation. A park like Valley Fair, who only has one inverting coaster, may be a good candidate for a ride like that. And up next, we headed over to Roar. This is their GCI, which had a sister ride at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. We gave it a ride rating 5 out of 10 and a size rating of a large. Its sister ride at Discovery Kingdom has been RMC'd and turned into the Joker. And I will tell you, Roar definitely would have been a candidate for that had the park not been closing. This is the roughest wooden coaster I think I have ever been on. I honestly don't think I could have ridden this more than one time in one day. You'll be able to see that here on the POV, so let's take a ride. If you have back or neck pain and you are visiting the park before it closes, I would definitely just skip Roar. And after that, we went over to High Seas. A little bit of a more gentle ride. I gave it a ride rating 4 out of 10 and a size rating XXL. The single position lap bars should allow for any adult to ride. And after that, we went over to Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth. This ride is really new in the park, and I definitely think this one will be relocated. It is a fun time star flyer, so you could point to any of the Legacy Cedar Fair or Six Flags parks who do not have either a Windseeker or Star Flyer model. Even some of the smaller parks, maybe like a Frontier City, might be a candidate for one of these rides. I give it a ride rating 6 out of 10 and a size rating XL. It holds 2 riders per gondola and has seatbelt straps in the middle, but should allow for a decent amount of room for larger riders. And after that, we headed back into the Mardi Gras section. And went to hop on the Ragin Cajun. This is a Reverchon spinning wild mouse. And it actually has a fairly large amount of room for bigger riders. I gave it a ride rating 5 out of 10 and a size rating XL. It has this over-the-shoulder lap bar that kind of comes down and crosses over your hips, as well as a seat belt. This is also a bit of a rough coaster, especially on some of the turns. So riders with back or neck problems beware. I was a little bit bumpy there on the ending. As for Ragin Cajun's fate, I don't think that one will be relocated to another park inside the chain. However, I can easily see that ride being sold off to a different park location. The next ride that we hit up was French Quarter Flyers. This is your classic Larson flying scooter model, and I think this ride definitely gets picked up and dropped in another park. I gave it a ride rating 4 out of 10 and a size rating XXL. The ride is in pretty good shape still, and another park inside the chain would definitely benefit from this flat. After heading out of the Mardi Gras area, we took a walk over to the Steamtown section, and I would like to say that even for a park who is considered to be dying, this had a very nice atmosphere to it. The park was very clean. You can see they still have some shows running, and this Steamtown district was brand new. Receiving a big investment in 2023 and 2024, this is another reason why I don't believe the park knew that they were on the chopping block. Generally, you don't put a lot of investment into a park you're going to close, and so I think that decision was made after the merger and something the newly formed Six Flags Entertainment had come up with. Professor Screamore's Skywinder is their Vekoma SLC coaster that does feature the new vest restraints. Although I don't think this ride will be moved entirely, I do think the trains will be sent up to a place like Michigan's Adventure. I gave it a ride rating 6 out of 10 and a size rating XL. The vest restraints offer a little bit more room for larger riders than your traditional hard over-the-shoulder restraints that Vekoma used to offer. For this reason, any of the other parks who have SLCs featuring the old style vest restraints, such as Kong at Discovery Kingdom or up at Michigan's Adventure, are highly likely candidates to receive these trains when Six Flags America closes. And located right next door is the Electroderby. This is your classic bumper car style ride. It is held indoors in this little building, so it's a nice break from the sun. I give it a ride rating 3 out of 10 and a size rating XL. Steam Whirler was the next ride we went to try. This is a brand new ride, only installed in the last year or two, and this is a Zamperla Nebula's model. This ride will certainly be getting a new home. I could definitely see going to one of the New England parks, maybe Darien Lake or Six Flags New England. I give it a ride rating 5 out of 10 and a size rating of a medium. It has pretty tight restraints, so larger riders and those with big chests beware. And up next was the Cyclone. This is your classic scrambler ride made by Eli Bridge Company. Most parks already have this style of ride, so this may be one that gets sold off to a different park chain or scrapped. I can also see Great Escape receiving some of these rides, especially some of the flats. I gave this one a ride rating 4 out of 10 and a size rating XXL. Singles can go alone, allowing for ample space. And after that, we headed over to the Flying Carousel. This is their wave swinger style of ride. And it's got pretty tight seats side to side, especially for those with large hips. I gave it a ride rating 4 out of 10 and a size rating of a large. I was able to squeeze in, and as a reminder, I'm about 6'4", 295 pounds. And the Teacups was the next ride we tried out. Another classic at most amusement parks. Unless there is another park in the chain who doesn't have this style of ride, probably things like this and the Flying Carousel just get put up for sale for any other amusement park chain to purchase. This one features a seatbelt only restraint and allows for a lot of room for larger riders. I give it a ride rating 2 out of 10 and a size rating XXL. And once we hopped off that, there was this cool little walkway to get us over to the Looney Tunes kids area. Perfectly designed for some of the little ones. This area of the park houses some of the miniature attractions that your kids are sure to love. I do think many of these kids rides will be dispersed amongst the different locations throughout the park chain. Not only are most of them in good shape and look great, the kids rides are some of the cheaper options to move and install. This should bolster some of the kiddie areas at a few of the other park locations. There is one ride that adults can get on in this section of the park, and that is the Great Chase Coaster. It is very tight for adults, but I was able to just barely fit. I gave it a ride rating 4 out of 10 and a size rating of a medium. The lap bar that goes over both riders in each car is very, very small as it is designed for children. But I was able to fit, so let's take a ride and get the credit anyways. That was a fun few laps there. And the last ride that we went to try out was the Minutemen Motors. This is your classic antique car style ride. I gave it a rating 3 of 10 and a size rating XL. The cars are actually a little bit tight to get into for larger riders. The ceiling is really low for tall people. And so just beware of that. If you are a larger rider, getting into and out of the car may be a little bit difficult. And there was a couple of rides that were closed or we did not ride, including the Penguins Blizzard River, which is a water ride, Riddle Me This, which is a spinning ride, the Big Easy Go-Karts are an upcharge attraction, Pirates Flight was closed, as well as Batwing, their Vekoma flying coaster. We also did not get on the Rapids ride. The Carousel over in the kiddie section was the last closed ride we did not get on either. With that said, though, does bring to conclusion our visit to Six Flags America, located in Bowie, Maryland. This is situated right outside of Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, and as mentioned, is set to close at the end of this season. It is sad to me to see a wonderful park close, but as we recapped through the video, there may be some rides going to other locations. We hope you can get out and visit this park once before it closes for good. And with that, we ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, when you're at the park, don't be afraid to try. Happy riding, everybody. And as always, thanks for watching Big Guy Rides.